build your dreams to the stars above. And when you need someone true to love, don't go to strangers, darling, come to me.
Evening, Mr. Godby.
Hello.
Quite a stranger, aren't you?
I couldn't get in yesterday.
Well, I wondered what happened to you.
I had a bit of a dust-up.
What about?
I saw a chap getting out of a first-class compartment. And when I went to check his ticket, it was only third class. He breathed. I told him he'd have to pay the excess, and he turned nasty. I had to send Mr. Saunders.
Well, not a good evening.
He tipped him off.
Seems believing.
I tell you, he tipped him off proper. He said,
You hear the buttons at once, or I'll hand you over to the police.
you should have seen the chap's face at the mention of the word police. They don't lie.
But that's what I mean. You know the courage to handle himself. That's a call in the police.
Oh, he's not a bad lot, Mr. Saunders. I mean, you can't expect much from a man with one lung and a wife with diabetes.
I wondered what had happened to you when you didn't come.
I would have popped in to explain, but I had a date and had to run.
Indeed.
A chap I know is getting married.
Very interesting, I'm sure.
What's up with you anyways?
I don't know to what you're referring.
You seem a bit unfriendly all of a sudden.
Bill, hurry up! There's all cold in the stove while you're at it. Yes, Mrs. Baggett. I'm afraid I really can't stand you wasting my time in idle gossip, Mr. Godby.
Hello, Beryl.
Hello, Stanley.
What about my cup?
Beryl will give it to you when you finish that one.
Oh, that's rather you.
Time and date wait for no man, Mr. Godby.
Laura, what a lovely surprise! My dear, I have been shopping till I'm dropping. My feet are nearly falling off and my throat is parched. I thought of having tea and spindles, but I was terrified of losing the train. Oh dear, this is Dr. Harvey.
How do you do?
Would you be a perfect dear and fetch me my cup of tea? I don't think I could drag my poor old bones over to the counter.
No, please.
My dear, what a nice looking man. Who on earth is he? You really are a dark horse. I shall telephone Fred and make mischief. This is a bit of luck. I've been meaning to pop in for simply ages, but Tony's had the measles and I've had all that awful fuss over Phyllis. Oh, but of course, my dear, you wouldn't know. She left me. Oh, how dreadful. Mind you, I never really cared for her that much, but Tony did. Tony adored her. But I'll tell you all about that later on the train. Thank you so very much. There certainly is enough milk in it. Still, it'll be refreshing. Oh dear. No sugar.
It's in the spoon.
Oh, of course. What a fool I am. Laura, you're looking frightfully well. I do wish I'd known you were coming in today. We could have come together at lunch and had a good gossip. I do loathe shopping by myself anyway. There's your train.
Yes, I know.
Oh, aren't you coming with us?
No. I'm going in the opposite direction. My practice is in Shirley.
Oh, I see.
I'm a general practitioner at the moment.
Dr. Harvey's going out to Everglades. Oh, how thrilling!
The train now arriving at platform 4 is the 5:40 for Shirley, Lee Green and London.
I must go.
Yes, you must.
Goodbye.
Goodbye! He'll have to run or he'll miss it. He's got to get right over to the other platform. Talking of missing trains reminds me of that awful bridge at Broadham Junction. You've got to go traipsing all up one side, all along the top and all down the other. Well, the other day I was over about renewing the lease. I arrived at the platform with exactly half a minute to spare, and my dear, I flew. I just bought a new shade for the lamp in the drawing room, and it was the most enormous thing. I could barely see over the top of it, and I nearly knocked a woman down. And by the time I got home, it was battered to bits. Is that our train? Can you tell me, isn't that the Ketchworth train? No, it's the express. Oh, of course. That doesn't stop, does it, huh? I'd like some chocolate, please. Miracle plain. Plain, I think. And is she?
I never noticed her go.
My dear, there you are. I couldn't think where you got to.
I just wanted to see the express go through.
Dear, what on earth is the matter? Are you feeling ill?
I feel a little sick.
Oh, sit down.
There's our train.
Oh, no, really, it's quite all right. Have you any brandy?
I'm afraid it's out of
Oh,
hours.
surely, if somebody's feeling ill.
I'm all right. Really, I am.
No, please. Just a sip of brandy will buck you up.
Very well.
Thank you. How much?
10 pence, please.
The train from Ketchworth is now arriving at platform 3.
That rung will miss it. Oh, well, this is a bit of luck. The train's generally packed. My dear, I really am very worried about you. You look terribly peaky.
I just felt a little faithless.
Well, it often happens to me. I did it once in the middle of Bobby's full concert, and I don't think he's ever forgiven me. He certainly was a very nice-looking man. Who? Your friend, Dr. whatever his name was.
Yes. He's a nice creature.
Have you known him long?
No. I hardly know him at all, really.
Well, I can well understand how it is that women get...
I wish I could trust you.
I wish you were a wise, kind friend, instead of a gossiping acquaintance I've known casually for years.
and never particularly cared for.
I wish!
Fancy him going all the way out to Africa. Is he married?
Yes.
Any children?
He has 2 boys. He's very proud.
Well, yes, I suppose it's sensible, really. Rushing off to start life anew in the wide open spaces, but wild horses would drag me away from England for anything. One has one's roots, after all. Hasn't one?
Yes. One has 1 roots.
I knew a woman once who went out to Africa. Her husband was something to do with engineering. Well, she had the most dreadful time. Caught some awful germ through going out on a picnic and was ill for months.
I wish you would stop talking. I wish you'd stop crying.
Trying to find things out.
I wish you were dead. No, I don't mean that. That was silly and unkind. But I wish you'd stop talking.
I mean, all her hair fell out. She said the social life was quite horrid. Provincial, you know, very a nouveau riche.
Oh, Dolly.
Well, my dear, what's the matter? Are you feeling ill again?
I feel a little dizzy. I might close my eyes for a second if
Oh,
that's
you
all right.
poor darling. And here I am, chattering away 19 to the dozen. I won't say another word. Oh, and if you drop off, I'll wake you when we get to the level crossing. That'll give you a chance to pull yourself together and powder your nose.
Thanks, Dolly.
Final stop, Ketchworth.
This can't last. This misery can't last. I must remember that and try to control myself. Nothing lasts really, neither happiness nor despair. Not even life lasts very long. There shall come a time in the future where I can look back on this quite fondly and cheerfully and remember how silly I was. No, I don't want that time to come ever. I want to remember every minute. Always. Always. To the end of my days. I need to get back to the house. This is very much out of my way.
It's very kind of you, Dolly, but I'm right now, really, I am.
Okay. If you're quite sure, but I shall telephone in the morning and make sure you haven't had a relapse.
I will disappoint. Good night.
Good night. Oh, give my love to Fred and the children.
Oh, it's like that, Dolly! It's like that! It's always mine!
Is that you, Laura?
Yes, it's me.
Thank goodness you've come back. The place has been an uproar.
Why? What's next?
Bobby and Margaret will be fighting again. They won't go to sleep until you go in and talk to them about it.
Mummy! Is that you, Mummy?
Yes, dear.
Come upstairs at once, Mummy. I want to talk to you.
You're both very naughty. You should have been asleep hours ago. What is it?
Well, Mummy, tomorrow's my birthday, and I want to go to the circus. And tomorrow's not Margaret's birthday, and she wants to go to the pantomime.
and I don't like the pantomime.
Well, my birthday's in June, and there aren't any pantomimes in June.
Mummy, come read to me, please.
No, Bobby! Mummy read to me last night, and it's my turn tonight. And I want to start about the pantomime. It's far too late to discuss it tonight. If you don't both go to bed, I shall tell your father to take them to neither. Oh, Mummy!
Why not take them to both? One in the afternoon, one in the evening.
You know very well that's impossible. I can't get them to bed till all hours. They get tired and fractious.
Well then, one on one day and one on the other.
Always accusing me of spoiling the children. Their characters would be ruined in a fortnight if I left them to your overtended mercies.
Fine. Have it your own way.
Circus or pantomime?
Neither. We'll thrash them both soundly, lock them up in the attic and go to the pictures ourselves.
Prince?
What on earth's the matter?
Nothing. It's nothing.
Darling, what's wrong? Tell me, please.
Honestly and truly, it's nothing. I just had a sort of fainting spell at the refreshment room. Dolly Mestles with me and she kept on talking and talking until I wanted to strangle her. Then again, she did mean to be kind. Isn't it awful when people try to be kind?
Would you like to go to bed?
No, Fred, really.
Come and sit with the blanket and relax. You can help me with the crossword. There you are.
That's better. You have the most peculiar ideas of relaxation.
But why a fainting spell? I can't understand it. There'd be no harm in you seeing Dr. Gray.
It would be a waste of time.
Now, listen.
You shut up about it, darling. It was hot in the refreshment room and I was tired from shopping. That's all. Nothing more than that.
Right. See if you can help me over this. It's Keats. As I behold upon the night-starred face, huge cloudy symbols of a high something in 7 letters.
Romance. Huge cloudy symbols of a high romance. It'll be in the Oxford Book of Verse.
No, that's right, I'm sure, because it fits in with delirium and Beluga style.
Would some music throw you off your stride?
No, dear. I'd like it.
Dear friend, there's so much I'd like to say to you. You're the only one in the world with enough kindness and wisdom to understand. If only it was someone else's story, not mine. As it is, you are the only one I can never tell. Never. For even if I was waiting to grow old to be found to look back on the years and be hurt. And my dear, I don't want to hurt you. You see, we are a happily married couple, and I must never forget that. You are my husband, and my children are upstairs. I am a happily married woman. Or at least I was. Until a few weeks ago.
This is my whole world, and it's enough, or rather, it was until a few weeks ago.
But oh Fred, I've been so foolish. I've fallen in love.
I'm an ordinary woman. I didn't think such violent things could happen to such ordinary people. It all started on an ordinary day, in the most ordinary place in the world.
The refreshment room at Milford Junction. I was having a cup of tea and reading a book that I'd got that morning at Boots.
My train wasn't due for another 10 minutes. I looked up and saw a man come in from the platform. He had on an ordinary man. His hat was turned down and I didn't even see his face. He went and got his tea from the counter and turned. And then I did see his face. It was rather a nice face.
Any sugar?
It's in the spoon.
Thank you.
Me! Me! Now you're neglecting your duty!
Good afternoon, Mrs. Baggett.
Shouldn't you be on the platform doing your duty?
Well, it's my duty to come in here and check if you ladies need any assistance.
Minnie hasn't touched her milk. Did you put it out for her? Yes, but she never came for it.
I'll have it.
Fond of animals.
In their place?
My landlady has got a positive mania for animals. She has got 2 cats, 1 manx, 1 ordinary, 3 rabbits in a hutch in the kitchen. They belong to her little boys by rights. And one of them dark-looking dogs with hair all over its heart.
I don't know to what breed you refer.
I don't think it knows itself.
Go and clean it number 3 because he comes and look me.
Aren't you going to offer me another cup?
No, I'll give it to you when you finish that.
5 what will be in here?
Well, who's on the gate?
Oh, That'll be me.
Could someone get me a glass of water? I think I've got something in my eye.
Would you like me to take a look?
Get the glass of water, what do you think?
Bit cold dust, I expect.
The man I knew lost the sight of one eye after getting a bit of grit.
Nasty. Very nasty.
Better?
No, not really.
Can I help you?
Oh, try putting your eyelid down as far as it can go.
What's looking sideways?
And then blow in your nose.
Please let me look. I happen to be a doctor.
So kind of you.
Now turn around into the light. Now look up. Look down. Stay still. I think I can see it. There!
What a relief, that was agonizing.
It looks like a piece of grit.
It was when the express went through. Thank you very much indeed.
I must go.
How lucky for you haven't been here.
Anybody could have done it.
Never mind, you did. And I'm most grateful.
I must go. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's how it all began. Just through me getting a little piece of grit in my eye.
I completely forgot about the whole incident. It didn't mean anything to me at all.
At least I didn't think it did.
The next Thursday I went into Milford again as usual. I changed my cricket boots.
Mrs. Jesson, I've finally got that new Kate O'Brien for you. I've had it hidden under the counter for 3 days now.
Thank you. Oh, and I'll have 2 more toothbrushes for the children.
I love the smell of a chemist. Better than any other shop.
It's such a mixture of nice things. Herbs and scents and soap.
That awful Mrs. Leftwich was at the other end of the counter.
Mrs. Jesson!
Mrs. Leftwich.
Wearing one of the silliest hats I've ever seen.
And looking far less feminine than the treasurer of the Women's Institute ought. Fortunately, I got out without her buttonholing me.
Just as I stepped out onto the pavement. Good morning.
Good morning. How's the eye?
Perfectly all right. How kind it was of you to take so much trouble.
There was nothing at all. It's clearing up, I think.
Yes, it's going to be nice.
Well, I must be off to the hospital.
And I to the grocery.
What exciting lives we lead, don't we? Goodbye.
Bye.
That evening I had to run nearly all the way to the train station.
I'd been to the Palladium as usual, but it was a terribly long film.
I was afraid I'd be late as I came up onto the platform.
The Shirley train was just popping out.
I looked idly out of the windows, wondering if you were there. I remember this crossing my mind, but it seemed quite unimportant at the time. I had other things on my mind.
The present for your birthday was worrying me rather. It was terribly expensive, but I knew you wanted it.
And I'd sort of half taken the plunge and left a deposit on it at Spink and Robson.
Until the next Thursday.
Friday.
Saturday.
Sunday. Monday.
Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Thursday. Well, I squared my conscience by thinking how pleased you'd be, and I bought it. It's for my husband.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'll have it.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. It was wildly extravagant, I know, but having committed the crime, I suddenly felt quite reckless and happy. The sun was out, and everybody in the street looked a little more cheerful than usual. And there was Busker on the corner by Harris's. You know how I love Busker. The man was playing a song I never heard before. So I gave him 6
I threw a wish in the well, don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked to you as it fell, and now you're in my way. I trade my soul for a wish, pennies and dimes for a kiss. I wasn't looking for this, and now you're in my way.
Didn't see where you go. Cold night will go. Where you leave or going, baby? Where are you sent? This is crazy, but here's my number. So call me, baby. It's hard to write as you baby, but here's my number. So call me, baby. Hey, I just met you. This is crazy, but
if your table is quite full.
No, of course not.
I don't believe we've been properly introduced. My name's Alec Harvey. How do you do?
Mine's gorgeous.
Mrs. or Miss?
Mrs. You're a doctor, aren't you? I remember you said so that day in the refreshment room.
Yes. Not very interesting, I'm afraid. Just an ordinary GP. My practice is in Shirley.
Waiter?
Yes, miss? Excuse me, miss?
What did you plug for?
The soup and fried sole.
Yes, I'll have the same, please.
Anything to drink?
No, thank you, that's all. Anything to drink?
No, thank you. Just plain water.
Just plain water, thank you.
No,
Would you just look at the singer?
it really is dreadful, isn't it? But we ought to laugh, someone might see.
There ought to be a society for the prevention of cruelty to musical instruments. You don't play the piano, I hope?
No, I was forced to as a child.
You didn't keep it up?
No. My husband isn't musical at all.
Ah, good for him.
Well, you know, I might have a tremendous burning talent.
Oh dear, no.
How can you be so sure?
You're too sane and uncomplicated.
I suppose it's a good thing to be uncomplicated, but it does sound a little dull.
You could never be dull.
Do you come here every Thursday?
Yes, to visit the hospital. Stephen Lynn, the chief physician here, graduated with me. It gives him a chance to go up to London. Gives me a chance to study the hospital patients.
I see.
Do you?
Why what?
Come here every Thursday.
Yes, I do the week shopping. I generally change my library book, have lunch and go to the pictures. Not a very exciting routine, but it makes a change.
Are you going to the pictures this afternoon?
Yes?
How extraordinary. So am I.
I thought you had to spend all day at the hospital.
Well, between you and me, I killed 2 patients this morning. The matron's very displeased with me and I simply daren't go back.
How can you be so silly?
Seriously, I did get through most of my work this morning. Wouldn't matter at all if I played truant. Would you mind if I come with you?
Well, I usually...
I can sit downstairs. You can sit upstairs.
Upstairs is too expensive.
You took your time with the pool. I took no time with the pool. You gave me nothing at all, but still going my way. I begged and borrowed and stood, and besides that is good. I didn't know I would be in it, but it is my way.
I had no premonition at all. Although, I suppose I should have. It would seem so natural, so innocent. You lived under that giddy arrangement built all at once.
You see, I really must insist.
I couldn't possibly.
Having forced my family upon you, it's only fair if I pay.
I should so much rather be happy. Please? Thank you.
Hey, I expect you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me baby, and you'll be out of voice, try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me baby.
They called her Jezebel. From the picturesque glamour of the Old South, a great actress draws the scarlet portrait of a gorgeous Spitfire who lived by the wild desires of her untamed heart.
You're part of it, Prince, and it's part of you. Okay. You can't get away from us, Prince. We're both in your blood. Please. And we'll never let you go.
Betty Davis as Jezebel. The story of a woman who was loved when she should have been whipped.
I feel awfully grand perched up here. It's very extravagant of you.
It was a famous victory.
Do you feel guilty as all? I do.
Guilty.
You ought to more than me. You neglected your work.
I worked a little this morning. A little relaxation never did harm to anyone. Why should either of us feel guilty?
I don't know.
How awfully nice you are.
Well, then, goodbye, Fred.
Jezebel. Pride of the South that loved her. Shame of the man she loved. Betty Davis. Henry Fonda. George Brent. Donald Crisp. Faye Benter. Jezebel.
And your husband? What's he like?
Medium height, brown hair, kindly, unemotional and not delicate at all.
You said that proudly.
Did I? We've just got time for a cup of tea before our trains go.
I know I'm puppy, but I'm mad about he sets me out of my with love's design. In fact, I've got in Panama. When I do the rooms, I see his face in all the brushes and the brooms. Last week I straightened me back and got the sack, and I'm dead about the ball.
That's enough, Beryl. We've got plans to be Sunday.
Sorry, Mrs. Baggett.
If you come over here, I'll tell you that story you're asking about. For the third time in 1 week, he brought that common man and his wife to the house without so much as by your leave.
2 teas, please.
Cake or pastry?
Cake or pastry?
No, thank you.
Are those bath buns fresh?
Certainly they are. Made fresh this morning.
2, please.
Take the teas to the table, Beryl. I'll carry the buns.
We must try one of these. Fresh this morning.
Very fitting.
Oh, I don't hold to such foolishness.
You do look good though, I must say.
One of my earliest passions in life. Never outgrown them.
What happened then, Mrs. Baggett?
Yes, Mrs. Baggett. What did you do next?
Well, it's all very, very nice. Telling me to do this, that, and the other. But what do I get out of it? You can't expect me to be a cook, housekeeper in charge during the day, and a loving wife in the evening. Oh dear me, no. There are just as good fish in the sea as ever came out of it. So I packed the boxes there and left him.
Didn't you never go back?
Never. Went to my sister's place in Folkestone for a bit, and we went to tea shop in Hyde.
What happened to him?
There's doornail inside 3 years.
Well, I never.
Mind you, Beryl, I'd cock it if you left me for a tea shop in Hyde.
Be off with you and go out that gate.
I'm mad about the gate.
Is he there for one? Western coffee, I mean.
If this is a professional interview, my fee's a guinea.
Why did you become a doctor?
It's a long story, really. I suppose because I'm an idealist. All good doctors should have ideals, otherwise the work will become unbearable. Encouraging me to talk shop?
It's what interests you most.
Yes, it is. I'm terribly ambitious, really. Not ambitious myself, so much as my special pigeon.
What is your specialty?
Preventative medicine.
I see.
I'm afraid you don't.
I was trying to be intelligent.
All good doctors, especially when they're young, have their own private dreams. That's the best part of them. But these sometimes get over-professionalized and strangulated. Am I boring you?
No, I don't quite understand it all, but you're not boring me.
What I'm trying to say is, all good doctors, like writers, painters, and priests, must have a sense of vocation, a deep-rooted, unsentimental desire to do good.
Yes, I see that.
Obviously, one way of preventing a disease is worth 50 ways of curing it. That's where my ideal comes in. You see, preventative medicine has nothing to do with medicine at all. It's to do with conditions, living conditions, hygiene, personal, common sense. My speciality is pneumocariosis.
Dear.
Don't be alarmed. It's a lot simpler than it sounds. It's merely just a slow process of fibrosis of the lung due to the inhalation of particles of dust. The hospital here offers splendid opportunities for making notes and observing cures due to the coal mines.
You suddenly look much younger.
Do I?
Almost like a little boy.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. Yes, I do.
Tell me.
No, I couldn't really. About the coal mines?
Oh yes, the inhalation of particles of dust. That's just one form of the disease called anthracosis.
What are the others?
Chalicosis, the inhalation of metal dust, steelworks.
Of course. Steelworks.
And silicosis, stone dust, gold mines.
I see. There's your train.
Yes.
I've enjoyed my afternoon enormously.
I'm so glad. So have I. I apologise for boring you with long medical words.
I feel dull and unimportant for not being able to understand more.
Shall I see you again?
It's on the other platform, you'll have to run.
Shall I see you again?
Yes, perhaps you'll come to Ketchworth one Sunday. It's rather far, I know.
I ask you most humbly.
The whistle's gone.
All right.
Run! I'll be there.
Thank you, dear. Goodbye!
Bye. I stood there and watched this train drive off the platform, and watched his tail light go into the distance. I imagined him getting out at Shirley and giving up his ticket, letting himself in with his latchkey, and Madeline, his wife, would be in the hall waiting for him, or perhaps upstairs not feeling very well. Small, dark, and rather delicate. I wondered if he'd say, "I met such a nice woman at the Cardoma. We had lunch and went to the pictures." Then suddenly, I knew he wouldn't say a word. I knew without a shadow of a doubt that he wouldn't say a thing. And that's when the first awful feeling of danger swept over me.
I got into the first compartment I saw. I wanted to get home as quickly as possible. I looked hurriedly around the train to see if anyone was looking at me, as if they could read my secret thoughts.
No one was, except a clergyman in the opposite corner.
I felt myself blushing, so I opened my library book and pretended to read.
By the time I'd got to Ketchworth, I'd made up my mind definitely that I was never going to see Alec ever again.
It was silly and undignified flirting like that with a stranger. After all, no harm had been done. Fred, what's the matter?
Now it's all right, but you must keep calm and try not to be upset.
What is it? What's wrong?
Bobby was knocked down by a car on the way from school. Now it's not serious, he was just grazed by the mudguard, but he was knocked against the curb and he's got a slight concussion. The doctor's been here all afternoon.
It's all right, Mrs. Jesson. Nothing to worry about. He'll be right as rain in a few days.
Mummy, it really hurts.
You're sure? You're sure it's nothing serious?
Quite sure, but it certainly must have been quite a shock. I've given him a little sedative and would advise keeping him at home for a few days.
Bobby, it's all right. Mummy's home now.
I'll see you out, Doctor. Thank you for your time.
Mummy, can you sing that song? The one about the weather?
Oh, yes, please, Mum. That'll make me say much better. Oh, right. You head up to bed now, Mum.
Come the wild, wild weather, come the wind, come the rain, come the little white flakes of snow, come the joy, come the pain. We shall still be together when our life story ends. For wherever we chance to go, we shall always be friends.
Hello, darling. Is he off to sleep now?
Fred,
Yes, dear.
I met a strange man today. We had lunch and went to the pictures.
Good for you.
He's a doctor.
A very noble profession. It was Richard III who said my king went for a horse, wasn't it?
Yes, dear.
Oh, well, I wish to goodness he hadn't. Ruins everything.
Oh, Fred.
What on earth's the matter?
It's nothing, really, it's nothing.
I really don't see what's so frightfully funny.
It's me that's funny, not you. I'm the silly one, making big deals out of nothing, making mountains out of molehills.
I told you when you came in that it was nothing serious. There was nothing to get in such a state about.
Yes. I see that now, really, I do.
When Thursday came, I went to meet Alec. More as a matter of politeness than for any other reason. It didn't mean anything to me at all, but after all, I had promised.
I managed to get the same table. I waited a bit, but he didn't come.
The singers were crooning away as usual.
Hey, I
just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. I looked at the singers. They had seemed so jolly last week, but today they didn't seem so jolly anymore. They looked rather pathetic. Poor things.
After lunch, I happened to pass by the hospital. I remember looking up at the windows and wondering if he were there, or whether something awful had happened to prevent him turning up. I got to the station early. I had the pictures. I hadn't enjoyed it very much. One of those noisy musical things, and I'm so sick of it. As I went and got my tea at the counter, I wondered if I'd made a mistake, and whether he meant for me to meet him there.
You look wonderful when you're angry, like an avenging angel.
I'll give you a avenging angel. Coming there, taking liberties.
I thought, after what you said last Monday, you would object to a friendly little slap.
Never you mind about last Monday. I'm on duty now. Funny thing if Mr. Saunders happened to be looking through the window.
If Mr. Saunders is in the habit of looking through windows, well, why don't we give him something worth looking at, eh?
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
It's our spirits, don't be mad.
My spirits indeed. Take your tea and be quiet.
It's all your fault, really.
I don't need to watch your boat.
I was thinking of tonight.
If you don't know to behave, there won't be a tonight. Or any other night either.
Give it a kiss.
I shall do no such thing.
Quick one across the bar.
Oh, but stop it! Oh, look at the sandwiches all over the floor!
Just in time, all for one in the vestry.
You shut up your mouth and I'll get sick of your kick young face.
As I left the refreshment room, I saw a train pulling in. His train. He wasn't at the platform and I suddenly felt quite panic-stricken at the thought of not seeing him again.
Laura! I'm so sorry. I had no idea that you left. The house so cooperates suddenly and I was going to send a letter to the cars over, but I thought I might shout your name.
Don't worry, you have to come.
Shall I see you again next Thursday?
Yes.
Same time, next same place.
Yes, I'll be there.
Goodbye. Next Thursday. Goodbye.
Bye.
The train for Ketchworth is about to leave from platform 3.
Friday. Saturday.
Sunday. Monday. Tuesday.
Wednesday. Thursday. It was a terribly bad picture. We crept out before the end rather furtively, as if we were committing a crime.
The usherette at the door looked at us with contempt.
It was a lovely afternoon and it was relief to be in the fresh air. We decided we'd go to the Botanical Garden.
Do you know, I believe we would all behave quite differently if we lived in a warm, sunny climate all the time.
We shouldn't be so withdrawn and shy and difficult.
Oh, Fred, I had such a lovely afternoon. There were some little boys playing with their boats by the lake. One of them looked a little like Bobby. That should have given me a pang of conscience, I know, but it didn't. I was enjoying myself. I was enjoying every single minute.
I'm sick of just staring at the water. I want to be on it.
But all the boats are covered up.
Come on. Excuse me, sir. Would you be able to let us a boat?
It is the middle of winter.
We know.
You must be regularly mad.
We are.
Oh, go on then. But I'll not be responsible if you catch pneumonia.
Alec rode off to great rates, and I trailed my hand in the water. It was rather cold, but a lovely feeling.
You don't row very well, do you?
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't row at all. And unless you want to keep going round and round in ever narrowing circles, I suggest you start to steer.
It was such fun, Fred. I felt joyful and happy and sort of relieved.
Well, that's what's so shameful about it all. And that's what would hurt you so much if you knew.
That I could feel as intensely as that.
Away from you!
With a stranger.
always been quite nice to married people. The boatman must think we're quite naughty, but look how sweet he's been. Tea, milk, even sugar. Thank you.
You know what's happened, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I've fallen in love with you.
Yes. I know.
Please. Please tell me if what I believe is true.
What do you believe?
But it's the same for you. For you have fallen in love too.
Sounds so silly.
Why?
I know you so little.
It is true though, isn't it?
Yes. It's true. No, please, we must be sensible. Help me to be sensible. We mustn't behave like this. We must forget that we said
Not
what we
quite
said.
yet. Not quite yet.
How can you say that?
It's too late to be as sensible as all that. It's too late to forget what we've said, and anyway, whether we've said it or not couldn't have mattered. We both know. We've both known for a long time.
I've only known you for 4 weeks. We only spoke for the first time last Thursday.
Last Thursday week. Has that been a long time for you? Answer me truly.
Yes.
How many times did you decide you were never going to see me again?
Several times a day.
So did I. I love you. I love your wide eyes and your smile, your shyness. I love the way you laugh at my
Please
jokes.
don't.
I love you. I love you and you love me too. There's no use denying it hasn't happened because it has.
Yes, it has. And I don't want to pretend anything to you or to anyone else. But from now on, I shall have to. That's what spoils everything, don't you see? But neither of us agree to love each other. There's too much in the way. But there's still time if we control ourselves and behave like sensible human beings. There's still time.
There's no time at all.
Johnny, so go to wait with Johnny. There's no need to stampede. Don't forget if you wish to succeed. What you can never replace for less speed. Watch those roadsides. They'll indicate if Johnny which direction to go. Rely on time and tact. Face the facts, you're no brand, no well handles people, Johnny. Tiptoe, Johnny. Go slow, Johnny, go slow. Go slow, Johnny, go slow.
There's your train.
Yes, I know.
I'll come over to your platform. No, Alec, not here. Someone might see.
I love you so.
Yes, dear.
You were miles away.
Was I? Yes, I suppose I was.
I shan't be long over this, then we'll go to bed. You look a bit tired, you know.
Don't hurry. I'm perfectly perfectly happy.
How can I possibly say that?
Don't hurry. I'm perfectly happy.
If only it were true.
Not that I suppose anybody ever is. Perfectly happy.
But to be ordinarily contented, to be at peace.
It's such a little while ago, really, but it seems like an eternity since his train went out of the station, taking him away into the darkness.
I was happy then. As I made my way through the subway back to my own platform, I was walking on air.
When I got to the station, I didn't even pretend to read. I didn't care whether people were looking at me or not. I had to think.
I should have been utterly ashamed and wretched, I know, but I wasn't. I suddenly felt quite wildly happy, like a romantic schoolgirl, like a romantic fool. You see, he said he loved me, and I said I loved him, and it was true. It was true. I imagined him holding me in his arms. I imagined us together in all sorts of glamorous circumstances. It was one of those absurd fancies, just like one has in one's girl being wooed and married by the ideal of one's street. I looked out of that railway carriage window into the darkness, and through the dim trees and the telegraph posts that slipped by, I saw Alec and me. Alec and me, perhaps a little younger than we are now.
Dancing romantically, getting married on a beach, on the train together, nothing in the way.
I saw us in Paris, in a box at the opera. The orchestra was just tuning up.
Then we were Venice, zooming along the Grand Canal of gondola.
The sound of mandolins was drifting across the water.
I saw us travelling far away together, all the places I've always longed to go. I saw us leaving on the way of the ship, looking at the sea and the stars, on a tropical beach, in the moonlight, with the palm trees sighing above us.
Then the palm trees changed into the Palladian willows by the canal. Just before the level crossing, all the silly dreams disappeared. I found the place that we gave up my ticket. Walked home as usual, quite soberly, without wings. Without any wings at all.
Good evening, Mrs. Jessup.
Hello, dear.
How's your day?
Yes, lovely.
What did you do?
Oh, I shopped and had lunch and went to the pictures.
All by yourself?
Yes. No, not really.
What do you mean, not really?
Well, I had lunch with Mary Norton and then went to the pictures by myself. She had to go and see her in-laws, so I walked her to the bus stop and got the train home by myself.
Ah, Mary Norton. How's she looking?
Very well. A little better, I thought. Listen, dear, I must go upstairs and freshen up. I'm feeling awfully tired.
Do stop with all this beautifying. I want my dinner.
Ketchworth 37, please.
Hello?
Hello, Mary, is that you?
Oh, Laura, fancy hearing from you. I thought you were dead.
No, I haven't seen you in ages. Listen, my dear, would you be a saint and back me up in the most appalling domestic lie?
As bad as all that?
My life depends on it. Well, you see, I went into Milford as usual, with the special intention of buying Fred's overly expensive birthday present. Well, Spink and Robson's hadn't got what I wanted. It was one of those clocks with a barometer and everything. But they rang up their branch in Boredom and had one there, so I hopped on the 1:30 train and went to get it.
Go on.
Well, this is where the black lie comes in. You see, I told Fred that you and I had lunch and then I'd gone to the pictures on my own. If you bump into him, don't let me down, will you?
Darling, of course not.
I'll do as much for you, I promise.
Let's really lunch one day.
Yes, that'd be lovely.
How about next Thursday?
No, I can't next Thursday. That's my Milford day. How about next Friday?
Fine, better make it here. It'll have to be early. You know what my cook's like.
Right. Goodbye.
Goodbye, dear.
That week was a misery. I went through it in sort of a trance. How odd it was of you to not notice you were living with a stranger in your own home. Thursday came at last and I arranged to meet Ellen.
Hello.
Hello.
I thought you wouldn't come. I've been thinking all week that you wouldn't come.
I didn't mean to, but here I am.
Champagne, please.
Yes, sir. No, Alec, it's far too extravagant.
Oh, come on. We're only middle-aged once.
You are charming. Do you know, I think Fred would have liked you if things had been different.
How do you do?
Good evening. Horrid weather, isn't it?
Yes.
Of course. One can't really expect spring this time of year, can one?
No.
mind to visit the in-laws for moral support. Goodbye, Dr. Harvey. Goodbye, my dear.
Bye.
I do. So envy your champagne. Goodbye, Mrs. Jesson.
Goodbye. That was awful.
Don't worry.
I expect they've been watching over us all night.
Forget it. Look at the surprise. I was wanting to see Wednesday afterwards. You don't seem pleased.
I can't help thinking about them talking, laughing, and gossiping about it.
Cold?
No. Not really.
Happy?
No. Not really.
Look, I know what you're going to say, but it's not worth it. That the lying and furtiveness outweigh the happiness we might have together. Is that it?
Something like that.
I'm going back.
Back where?
I'm going to miss my train and need to leave the keys in Stephen's flat. Why don't you come with me?
No.
It's okay. He's not going to be back till late.
I must go home, Alec. Really, I must go home.
Afternoon, lady.
Afternoon.
Afternoon, miss. Couple of whiskies, please.
Very sorry, it's out of hours.
Well, just sneak into us under the cover of them poor old sandwiches.
Them sandwiches were fresh this morning and I shall do no such thing.
Oh, come on, be a sport. Who's looking?
You can have as much as you want after 6 o'clock.
We are serving this country.
God save our gracious king.
What if I said to old Hitler, oh, mind out, hold the occasion, I'm not on duty till 5:30.
Very sorry, my licence does not permit me to serve alcohol out of hours. That's final.
My throat is like a parrot's cage.
Yeah, listen to it. Give us the whiskey, give us the whiskey.
Beryl?
Yes, Mrs. Baggett?
Ask for Mr. Guppy. Now would you?
Oh, and who's hit you when he's at home?
You'll soon see. Coming in, cheeky me!
Come off it, mother.
You calling mother, you saucy upstart?
Oi, who are you calling an upstart?
You, and I'll trouble you to get out here double quick, disturbing the customers and making a nuisance of yourselves.
Where's the fire? What's going on here then?
Mr. Guppy, these gentlemen are annoying me.
We were doing no such thing, were we, Johnny?
All we did was ask for drinks.
They insulted me, Mr. Guppy.
We haven't done anything of the kind.
Yeah, just having a little joke, that's all.
Off it. Both of you.
Now, we've got a right to stay here as long as we like.
You heard what I said. Off it.
What is this? A free country or a blooming Sunday school?
I checked your warrant at the gate. Your train's due in 1 minute. Platform 3. Hop it.
Now look here.
Come on, Johnny. Don't argue with the poor basket.
Hop it.
Cheerio, mother.
Yeah, and if those sandwiches were made fresh this morning, then you'll Shirley Temple.
Thank you, Albert.
Yeah, well done, Mr. Godby, you told him. Coming here, telling Mrs. Baggett about those stale sandwiches.
I'll be off with you, Surly.
What a nerve, talking to you like that, Mrs. Baggett.
All right, Beryl, pull me out the nippers 3-star. I'm feeling a bit upset.
I have to get back to the game.
Albert, see you later. Albert.
Okay.
I'll be seeing you later, Beryl.
The train now arriving at platform 3 is the 5:43 for Ketchworth.
I really must go home.
I'm going back to the flat.
I must go home. I'm going back to the flat. I really must go home. I'm going back to the flat.
I'm going back to the flat.
Laura. It's raining. You had no umbrella. Your coat's wet. You mustn't catch a cold. That will never do.
I look an absolute fright.
Let me take that for you. I do hope the fire will warm up in a bit. I expect the wood was damp.
Yes, I expect it was.
Do sit down.
I got onto the train and got right back off again. Wasn't it idiotic?
We're both very, very foolish.
I can't say I really, I can't.
Just a little while. Just a little while. Quickly. Quickly, there's a tradesman's entrance up in the kitchen. Is that you, Alec? Yes. You're back early. Yes.
Well, I felt a cold drink, so I denied myself the questionable pleasure of dining with that arch-arguer, Roger Hinchley, and decided to come back to bed. Inflamed membranes are unsympathetic to a dialectic.
What will you do for food?
Oh, well, I can always ring down to the restaurant if I want it any later on. After all, we live in a modern age, and this is a service flat.
Yes, of course.
It caters for all tastes. You know, my dear Anne, you have hidden depths which I'd never even suspected.
Now look here, Stephen.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Alec. No explanations or apologies. In fact, it should be I who should apologise for returning so inopportunely. It's now obvious to me that you were interviewing a patient privately. Women are rather frequently neurotic creatures, and the hospital atmosphere can be upsetting to them. By the rather undignified scuffling, which I heard when I came into the hall, I gathered that she beat a hasty retreat down the back stairs. I'm surprised at this farcical streak in your nature, Alec, and such carryings on are quite unnecessary. After all, we've been friends for years, and I am the most broad-minded of men.
Look, I really am very sorry, Stephen. I'm sure this whole situation must seem inexpressibly vulgar to you. However, you're perfectly right. Explanations are unnecessary, especially between friends. I must be going. I'll collect my hat and coat on the way out.
Very well.
Goodbye.
Perhaps you'll let me have my latchkey back. I only have two, and I'm so very afraid of losing them. You know how absent-minded I am.
You really are very angry, aren't you?
No, Alec. Not angry. Just disappointed.
Yes, she's been awfully kind to me and I feel so bad for her. No, I get a sandwich, but ask Edward to leave me some soup and a saucepan in the kitchen. Yes, all right, dear. As soon as I can. Goodbye.
It's awfully easy to lie when you know that you're trusted implicitly. So awfully easy, but so very degrading.
And do you have a piece of paper and an envelope? I'm afraid you'll have to get that, but the bookstore's closed. much. It's very important.
All right. Just a minute. We close in a few minutes, you know.
Yes, I know.
Darling! Been looking for you everywhere.
Please go away.
I've watched every train.
Please don't.
I can't leave you like this.
But you must, don't you see?
You're being dreadfully cruel. You know of an accident that came back early. He didn't even see you. He doesn't even know who you are.
He laughed, didn't he? I suppose you spoke of me together as men of the world.
We didn't speak of you. We spoke of a nameless creature who had no reality.
Why didn't you tell him? Why didn't you tell him that we were cheap and low and lacked courage?
Stop it, Laura. Police start together.
It's true though, isn't it?
It's nothing of the sort. We know we love each other. That's what matters.
But isn't all that matters. Other things matter too. Self-respect matters and decency. I can't go on like this.
Could you really say goodbye? Never see me again?
Yes. If you'd help me.
I love you, Laura. I shall love you until the end of my life. But right now I can't look at you, because I know something. I know that right now is the beginning of the end. Not the end of my loving you, but the end of our being together. But not quite yet. Please, not quite yet.
Very well. Not quite yet.
I know how you feel about this evening. About the sordidness of it all. I know the strain of our different lives, our lives apart. The feeling of guilt. Doing wrong. Too strong, isn't it? Too great a price to pay for the happiness that we might have together. I know all this because it's the same for me, too.
You can look at me now. I'm quite frightened.
We must be very careful. Such a breakdown, no matter how admirable or brave, will be too cruel for both our hearts and minds. I'm going away.
Where?
A long way away. Johannesburg.
Oh, Alex.
My brother's out there. They're opening a hospital, and they want me in it. It's a fine opportunity, really. I'll take Madeline with the boys. It's been torturing me. The necessity of making a decision one way or the other. Haven't told anyone about it. Not even Madeline. Couldn't have the thought of leaving you. But now I know that it's got to happen soon anyway. In fact, I think it's happening already.
When will you go?
Almost immediately. About 2 weeks' time.
Quite near, isn't it?
Do you want me to stay? Do you want me to turn down the offer?
Don't be foolish, Alex.
I'll do whatever you say.
That's unkind of you, my darling.
The train for Ketchworth is now arriving at platform 3.
There's a train.
Yes. I want you to promise me something.
What is it?
Promise me that, however unhappy you are, however much you think things over, that you'll meet me again next Thursday.
Where?
12:30, outside the hospital.
Right. I'll be there.
I need to talk to you. I need to explain.
About going away?
Yes. Can you forgive me?
Forgive you? For what?
For everything. For meeting you in the first place. For taking that piece of grit out of your eye. For loving you. For bringing you so much misery.
I'll forgive you. If you forgive me.
All that was a week ago.
It's hardly credible that it should be so short a time.
Today was our last day together. Our very last together in all our lives. I met him outside the hospital at 12:30. That's 12:30 this morning. That was only this morning.
We went into the country again, but this time he hired a car.
I lit cigarettes with him every now and then as we went along.
Are you all right, darling?
Yes, I'm all right.
I don't know what to say.
It doesn't matter. I'm not saying anything, I mean.
I'll miss my train. See you to your platform.
No. I'll come over to yours.
All right.
Do you think we shall ever see each other again?
I don't know. Not for years, anyway.
The children will be all grown up. I wonder if they'll ever meet and know each other.
Can't I write to you? Just once in a
No,
while.
I think we promised.
All right. I do love you so very much.
I wish I could die. If only I could die.
If you died, you'd forget me. I'd want to be remembered.
Yes. I do too.
We've still got a few more moments.
Laura! What a lovely surprise! My dear, I have been shopping till I'm dropping. My feet are nearly falling off and my throat is parched. I thought of having tea and spins, but I was terrified of losing the train.
Oh dear. This is Dr. Harvey.
How do you do?
Would you be a perfect dear and fetch me my cup of tea? I don't think I could drag my poor old bones over the counter.
No, please.
It was cruel of fate to be against us, right up until the very last minute.
Oh dear. No sugar.
It's in the spoon.
Alec behaved beautifully, with such perfect politeness. No one could have known what he was really thinking.
There's your train.
Yes, I know.
Oh, aren't you coming with us?
No. I'm going in the opposite direction. My practice is in Shirley.
Oh, I see.
I'm a general practitioner at the moment.
Dr. Harvey's going out to Africa next week. Oh, how thrilling!
The train now arriving at platform 4 is the 5:40 for Shirley, Lee Green and Langdon.
I must go.
Yes, you must.
Goodbye.
I felt the touch of his hand on my shoulder for a moment, and then he walked away, out of my life, forever.
He's got to get right over to the other platform. Talking of missing trains reminds me of that awful bridge at Broadham Junction.
Dolly still went on talking, but I wasn't listening to her. I was listening to the sound of his train starting for the last time.
Then it did. I said to myself, he couldn't do it. At the last moment his courage failed him, and any second now he crawled back into the refreshment room, pretending he'd forgotten something.
Can you tell me, is that the Kenworth train? No, it's the Express.
I meant to do it, Fred, really I did. I'd like to say it was the thought of you and the children that stopped me, but it wasn't. It was just a desire not to feel anything. Not to be unhappy anymore.
Laura, whatever your dream was, it wasn't a very happy one, was it? Is there anything I could do to help?
Yes, Fred. You always help.
You've been a long way away.
Yes.
Thank you for coming back to me.
Time made more than a store for us.